All right, all right, all right. We are live, and it's the three. Gosh, it's green. Three wise pet pros. Check out there.
Right.
I still can't get it right. The owl, because we are wise. This is our wise Wednesday, is it? I made it to Hump Day. Great, great, great. This is the night where we come to educate, inform, and also learn from our audience because everyone has a wealth of information. We don't make any health claims, but we do share knowledge. And that's what it's all about. Knowledge is power. So, Ms. Vetek Tony, how was your day today? I see your owl back there on the computer.
My day was super great. As everybody knows, if they're following us and watching our videos, they know on Wednesdays I go out with Dr. Kroom on our mobile vet calls. And today was a good day. It started off seeming like it was simple, and it was, but it was still fun and exciting, a little rainy, but so much going on. Calls coming in, cross-checking with us. But that sounds like a business phone call. So anyways, it was a great day.
That's good. That's good. What about you, Miss Dr. Tanera?
Yeah, I mean, I was with Tony. Things went smoothly. When you're running a business and you have customer service, you want people to be happy and satisfied, and they were today. So I'm geeked about that. What about you, Miss Nicole?
Today was a busy day. We had promotional practice for the fifth graders. They need a lot of socialization, which brings us to the topic of this evening.
Yes,
Socializing
ma'am.
your pets, reptiles, cold-blooded, your mammals, two-legged and four.
Real talk.
Real talk. So today was busy for me, but it'll be over Friday, and we'll move on.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Tony, you want to kick us off on socializing our pets or
socializing our pets? Why, sure. I have a few that I needed to socialize as I brought them into my home. So I'll just kind of like give an introduction of the pets that are in my home before I brought Kaori, my German Shepherd puppy, who is 9 months old now. But before she came here, there was Kaya. Kaya is going on 5 years. Then there's Rael, who is like 8 years old. And then there's a cat who is 5 years old too. So, different ages, different breeds, different types. So like bring in a German Shepherd puppy who was like, oh my God, hi, how are you doing? Everybody was like, what did you just bring into the house? So, and having a controlled space, introducing them to the cat, because the cat was definitely like, this has got to be fun. Like that thing right there that just keeps like looking at me and pouncing around, Blaze was like, and Kaya, okay, I got too many fur babies. Kaori was like wanting to like really pounce on him. So I really had to have that controlled situation so that no pet got hurt, but also not wanting a situation where I know some family members will be like, oh, they don't get along. So then they decide like all of a sudden, like which one is not going to live there. I did not want that. So happy to say that my socialization process went really well, that all the pets are still here. Kaya stays with her dad, my oldest son sometimes, but other than that, she can come here and they play really well together. Now, well, I'll talk about that.
Well, yeah, because just in general, like socialization, in case people who don't know, like just what that is, like what
yes,
it
ma'am.
means. Socialization can mean a variety of things, like you said, with different species and different ages and so it's super important to make these introductions the right way between
Yeah.
pets. It's like you have to like strategize and get the logistics, and with cats you might need to like block off a part of the house and just all kinds of stuff to socialize our pets. That we know that stress is really, really closely linked to poor socialization. If you don't come in that
Mhm.
right way, you could be in for a really long ride. So Mr. Cole, one of the we around here we talk about dogs. We love our dogs, but since we are the three wise pet pros, it's all pets, not just dogs. But we can start with the dogs. Why don't we start there? Especially since we know our Miss Nicole is our resident doggy, the breeder, the boarder. You do all kinds of stuff with dogs. So maybe you can start out giving us some tips on socializing the pups.
Okay. Well, two things that I do want to bring up. Summer is coming, and so I have a lot of people already scheduling their bookings for boarding for June and July. And so I have to carefully look at my calendar because I don't let the dogs interact with other families. I still have to carefully look at my calendar to see what types of energy am I going to have in the house. Because even if they aren't interacting, if there's a dog in the kennel room that's barking and going crazy, it could kind of stress the smaller, more timid dog who may be in my bedroom, not crated, just because it's something different. So I really take care in strategically making sure that those energies are going to kind of match, even though they're not going to be interacting. One thing about the puppies, my own puppies, they've been a big challenge for me, but I did not immediately introduce them to my older dogs simply because, like you said, Tony, the puppies come in like, "Hey, it's me, and who are you?" And the other dogs are like, "No." So I did not immediately introduce them, and even then, when I was ready to introduce them, um, I kind of watched body language. I did some puppies in the kennel and the older dogs around the kennel just to see how they would behave. And Yoki was a no. And Yaya plays well as long as she's supervised. And something else I want to add: socialization can change. Yoki is a year older than Yaya, and so Yaya turned 1 in January, and maybe mid-February, I started noticing that she was coming into herself and starting to challenge Yoki. So it was like I had to redo some socialization so they could be in the yard together. So even though they had done fine during those previous months, once she hit a year, I had to do it all over again and make some changes. So it's very important to make sure you watch that body language. Know your dogs. Be observant. Yoki could probably never be with any of them, especially alone.
Especially alone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that's really great about the Three Wise Pet Pros, one, that Dr. Krum and I work together. This is off note, but I was like, I don't see an owl in Tanera's background, like for real. And I was like, she should like stick it on the wall in the back. And she literally was doing it. I just had to say that. It was like, Jinx, we said something today on a phone call. Well, I was on a phone call. She was in the background. And, we just like fall into play. And it's pretty awesome.
It is.
And awesome at the same time.
We've been socialized.
Right.
We know each other. We can read the cues. We know that we have that energy.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's right. Awesome. Okay, so those are some great tips on socializing dogs. We know that, again, we've got some other animals running around these households. Let me ask this. Who knows, other than dogs, put it in the chat. What are some other types of animals that you think right off the top really need to be socialized? Like, you cannot just be bringing them into some other situation and think that everything is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Put in the chat certain type of animal that you think probably really, really needs to be socialized. And also in the chat, hello, Robert. And I want to say that maybe Katie or perhaps maybe Kayla. Who we got? Where's Paul? Hey,
Where's
Gigi.
Linzo Tim?
Oh, that's Linzo?
No, I'm wondering where she is.
Those are people that we need to reach out and touch.
Touch. Hey there. Hey, Radhika. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Gigi.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
How's Bempton doing, Gigi? Let us know. He's probably huge by now.
Benton stays with his daddy.
Ooh. Hey, he's probably still huge.
Yep.
We got Radhika. She's got Dobermans on the line. So, yes, I don't see anything in here just yet. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, Joseph. Woo, Joseph.
New names. I love it. Thank you.
Up to these shots. Like, can we set that up right now? No, we can't set that up on the live. No, just kidding. So, okay, so I will just, Robert said every bird, mammal, and anything afraid of you. Okay. Really important thing because we go back over to the banner so everybody knows what we're talking about. Really important, yes, because we think about socializing pets with the other pets, but what about socializing with us? What about if the animal has a natural fear of humans, like they probably should? What about that? So really important, especially if it's a wild animal or it's something that is like very close to being wild. So why don't we talk about that? Because I actually do have an animal that needed to be socialized to me.
She said to her. And I just thought of another way that pets need to be socialized in different environments. But hey, Izza. Not Izza. Sorry, Izza. I'm sorry.
So
Lucy.
You guys remember Lucy? When I first got Lucy, oh my gosh, she barely let me touch her. It'd be like there's no way I could have done this. Like, no way. That wasn't happening. So with the reptiles, especially small ones like this that are typically prey in situations, our reptile expert that we had on a few weeks ago was telling me that out there in those jungles and everything, these are just snacks for the larger reptiles, and for them to be here with us, touching them and manipulating them, grabbing them, this could feel like a predator grabbing them. So that's why sometimes when you pick them up, they go kind of crazy, like. Well, actually, she didn't do too bad because she knows me, but socialization to the human is very important. They need to learn your smell. They need to learn your emotions and things like that. So reptiles are a big one there too. I've never had a snake, but I know that and I know Tony has never had, and I know that's probably never going to happen. So let's see what's going on in the chat.
But what I do know about the reptiles is like going to the reptile expo, they'll let, different people hold them. And that's good because having different people hold them and manipulate them, it allows them to be more susceptible for adoption when they go to that new home. Because smaller snakes and they got bigger snakes. They got some that are, you might be able to almost halfway take a human down. But maybe not that, a small human, or I should say.
And like Joseph. Hi, Joseph. Joseph said eating them. Yes, unfortunately, Joseph, these are little snacks for some other larger animals.
It's the circle of life.
It is. Yep. And so Robert was saying geckos and small reptiles are a perfect example. They're very docile if you spend time with them. So it's kind of like from being in the forest, the way they're running around and under rocks, to this, like being on someone's hand and just kind of being like, this would definitely be considered docile. Right, Lucy?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Oh,
having her out in the daytime when she would normally be in protective mode, like
Yeah.
in hidden mode to protect herself.
I didn't
okay.
even think
Exhale.
about that. By them being nocturnal,
Mm-hmm.
that's another part of socialization. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. It just kind of came up, but she's so cute.
I
Look at
know. Well, that's reptiles.
I wish
And
her and Izza could play together. But
we'll have a reptile play date one day for sure. And so another topic, Tony, I'll let you take this one. Boom.
rescue and adopted cats. Yes. That used, like, oh my goodness. Used to have, my children are animal lovers as well. So there was a dog in the neighborhood that they were like, they wanted to bring her home. I was like, we cannot bring a dog into the house. And this was like 6 years ago. And she stayed with us for a year. Forgive me for not remembering her name right now.
The cat.
Huh?
Cat.
No, it was a dog.
That
No,
cat. Oh, okay.
that they brought into the house. I said, well, she can't stay in the house, so we crated her, and she was on the porch, and she was very like docile in regards to environment for other dogs. But me bringing her into the home, again, don't want anybody to feel displaced or agitated, start doing things that you wouldn't want them to do, chewing on things, urinating in places. Those are things that can happen when pets aren't socialized right. If you just put them in and then they feel like they're in the wild, like I gotta hide someplace, or I can't go to my litter box because it's a dog right there. All pets should be able to pass each other within a home without you being like, like, where you at? What you doing? Of course, in the introduction, like I would even leash a dog that I had question about into the home, or closing off spaces, as you kind of mentioned, Dr. Crum, in regards to cats, especially because you really can't just like contain them. I'd be like, why are you trying to hold me over here? I don't want to even be right here. Whereas a dog will be like more like, okay, I'm with the human, I'm on a leash, this is where I have to stay. So very, very important, and especially if it's an older pet that you're bringing into the home, that you don't know what they had to have dealt with in their previous home, if they lived outdoors, what kind of other animals that may have not been so friendly to them, that they just might not like other dogs, period. So you definitely need to be aware of, like Nicole was saying, being aware of their actions and their movement. Because if they're acting like they're skittish, that means they're scared.
Yeah.
But there are things that you can do to help that. You can't just be like, oh, my pets are scared, or the dog that we brought in is scared, we can't take it. If you really, really want a pet in your home, that introducing it, the importance of socialization is so important. Small interactions, like, having treats. If you're like, no, not you. No, everybody is like, you really just like communicate with them. Like if you were bringing 3 or 4 different children together that had never lived together.
Yeah.
Communicating with them. If it's a bigger dog, then you probably want, 3 or 4 adults, depending on who you're interacting with. Just little ways that you, in your temperament as the pet parent or the human in that situation, they're feeding off of you 100. They're feeding off of you. If you like, oh my God, I have a canine nephew that he can't have friends over, and that sucks. Like,
yeah, it does.
Like if you go someplace, and be like, can you bring my dog? I'm like, no, we're having a bonfire, but you can't bring your dog. He like, that's not that kind of environment that I want to have from my household.
Right.
Now, I do know that just like children, dogs get sleepy or they get little attitudes. They're not feeling well. So it'd be like, okay, we're going to go, crate them or put them in a room but not to just intentionally have them be around the people that you want to be around.
Yeah.
Or the pets that you want to be around.
Yeah. I'd like to piggyback off of that. My daughter is planning to move back home um, in September, late September.
Texas child?
No, the Memphis child.
Oh, okay.
And so as I'm thinking about that transition, I have to make sure that I have good energy when she comes to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Rewarding Yaya with treats so she can associate my daughter being here, stopping by with maybe a sardine or something that she loves, and eventually getting my daughter to give her a treat when she comes, and kind of cozy up to her, because it's gonna be, even though Yaya is okay with people, living in her same space is going to change some things. So
Yeah.
We'll have to, that's again going with that socialization at another stage. Yeah.
So I want to touch real base on that real quick. Considering that they are very protective of you, when she comes over, make sure you guys do lots of like touching, like shake her hand, hug her, like laugh and like tap on your shoulder. Be like, oh my gosh, girl.
Yeah.
Because the darndest things will trigger a pet. Because I've known Mayo for the whole time that she lived with Sanera. And that heifer tried to like nip at me the other day when I walked into the room with her. I was like, you better get back. She was like, where you going to? Like,
oh, fast.
Yeah, because she's that cattle herding dog. I don't know what she's gonna do, but I was like, for real, Mayo. Actually, didn't just say Mayo, get back.
I know that's right. That is so crazy.
That kind of interaction. Because your dogs is not little like Mayo.
Right.
Your dogs are like little baby ponies.
Right. At least Mayo would just get an ankle.
Right.
Yours would be like the whole calf. You'd be like, my whole calf is gone.
That's true.
So one other thing that I wanted to mention, as far as like the cats and then even other small mammals and things like that, has to do with more on the disease side of the house. Socialization is really important, that you know what diseases could be around. I think about it a lot with the adopted cats, because if they're being adopted, we get a lot of clients who already have cats and then they're bringing another one in. And so while, yes, the socialization as far as their interactions are important, those like potentially viral interactions and bacterial interactions are super important. You got to be very careful with preparing to socialize, to make sure that those vaccinations are done, or you're checking the health history and things like that, especially with cats, since they get stressed out and their immune system goes down very easily. The process of going, to the shelter, adopting, letting them get together, and then bringing them home, new litter box, new surroundings, man, that is super stressful for cats. And so you want to make sure that you've got them, you don't want to introduce them prematurely, like let them relax, maybe have their own little area, like you guys said earlier. And that's so that's really, really important for the cats, especially. And then these smaller animals too, I grew up with rabbits and guinea pigs and things like that. They need some time as well. Like, you can't just throw them in. And also you need to really know about the breed, right? Rabbits or, guinea pigs or other small mammals. Like, do they get along in pairs?
Yeah.
Every animal is not made to be pairs. As a matter of fact, we just looked at Lucy a minute ago, and we know that all geckos are not meant to be together, maybe until mating time. You've got to read up and do your research on the animals that you're looking at, because all socialization is not good socialization.
Right.
So, yeah, that was my last little 2 cents.
No, that was a great 2 cents. I call that a full 5 cents. That's a nickel.
A nickel.
Or maybe 3 cents. We need to make a 3-cent coin, you ladies.
Hey, 3 cents.
We're gonna make some money, you guys. We're gonna print this out over here in the 3D printer, and we'll be giving out cool cash. 3 Wise Pet Pros legal tender real soon.
Look, I was like, we are? Like, don't you see my face? I was like, okay, she got an idea. She put it on the table. All right.
Okay. All right.
Oh man.
What do we see? Okay. Robert said rescue animals need socializing more. Most come from weird situations, and depending on the facility, they may not have done any socializing. That is true. Thank you.
And actually, I would say that's 100% true, because I can say, well, 98% true. So when I worked in the animal rescue, it was a private rescue. So we definitely did like the temperament, testing, like as a sub dog. And then we would evaluate like should this house go to the house with another dog, another pet? And sometimes they'll just kind of tell you what they want. Like if you put in a dog in a crate or in the pen, they weren't in crates, they were in pens and runs. And if the dog next to him, you'd be like, okay, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Putting them next to, little dogs, or, the different volunteers that would come in, demeanors of people. We had men, we had women, we had people with coats and hats, depending on what it was. And they'll tell you, you'd be like, no, you are not walking me. So definitely paying attention to those signals that they give us.
Got to.
Before, and most rescues are really, really good about who the dog is going home with. Like if there's other pets, and they'll be like, well, we need you to bring your pet here. Or they have a policy where it's like, 2 or 3 nights, and then, like it's strategic, they don't want the pet to have to come back to the rescue because they couldn't get along. So socialization is so important. And I'm just realizing another thing. Okay, that was 2 thoughts. Socialization is so important. Boom. Second is that Kaori being 9 months old and walking her, like when trucks come by, she is like, oh my God, what is that? And I'm like, okay, first of all, you're a German Shepherd, get your stuff together. You like, but it doesn't matter what breed it is, whether, if you look at a breed and it's supposed to be strong and outrageous and unscared, that they are scared of the unknown, and we have to introduce them to the different environments.
Yeah.
So there's the busy street that when I walk her, I walk on. And so like there's trucks coming by, garbage trucks, making noises, just standing there telling her, sit, stay, it's okay. Pay attention to me. It's fine. You're going to be good. I talk to her, so that I want to help her. I am helping her learn that, because you hear a loud noise, or we're walking and I touch the side of her tail, or like the side of her body. She's like, it's okay. So doing little things like that, even if it is just you and your pet, you don't want your pet to be scared. You want your pet, you don't want it to be reactive based off a touch, because another dog, like if you touch his backside, might be like, and someone else, and you might not be there. So all those little things, like, be natural when you're introducing and socializing, not with just other pets, not just with children, humans, even when it's just you and your pet.
That's right. Well, man, we've been dropping nuggets. Like, I feel like we're in a chicken nugget factory right now. Okay, because this is awesome. And we've got a lot of engagement. We got a couple new folks that have joined us today. So great to see Gigi today, and Radhika. And I'm not sure if the previous people who were on, I think probably
Joseph
Katie.
left.
Yeah. Oh, and Radhika and Joseph. Yep, her son Joseph. So really great to see you guys. New people, we love that. coming into the summer season, and we know you guys need a lot of info, so we're here for you for that. Okay, we are the Three Wise Pet Pros. It's so hard on the. It's like what?
I want to squeak it, but I don't think the dogs down here with me. They're with the kids.
No, you see, I'm not gonna squeak it at all. Mayo already has enough toys that squeak, and if she sees
like,
it,
not getting your toy.
That's right. Nope. Socialization or not, I don't care. I don't care if this is.
They already heard me squeak mine.
I don't care if this is supposed to be for her. It's for me. Oh my goodness. So, Gigi, you're still on. Awesome, Radhika. Yeah, this was so cool because this always brings great memories because where were we when we got these ladies?
Ebony Ebert, is that your cousin?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's my cousin, Ebony EBR.
Wait a minute. Who you daring? Yeah. Uh-oh, what's the dare? Somebody dared us something in the chat. Hey Ebony. Hey family.
Hey cousin.
Hey Nicole's cousin. Oh, I know what you were saying. I dare you. Nope, I'm not even about to squeak this thing. You already know this thing will be torn up in a hot second if I gave this to her. Oh no.
Oh, okay.
You okay? You okay? I'll put you over here, wise old. So, anything else that we have about
Pet Pros road trip time?
Oh yes, yep. That's why it brings back such great memories because we were together when we found these. So great memories. So we're gonna have to get together again this summer. Thank you, Ebony. We sure will. You know we're gonna keep rocking. We ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
Keep coming more and more. We're gonna eventually come out with some products and everything like that, so that we can share our wealth of knowledge and products as well. So definitely stay tuned and feel free to share the group and the page with people you know, other pet lovers.
Right.
We really appreciate it. So, you want to take us out? Let's take Sony.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. I know we have a delay. I see it. So hopefully it is going across smoothly. It was fun tonight, coming on stage with you two ladies, us three being together, synchronizing and doing what we do, sharing knowledge, helping pet parents. And also, I think we did a lot of sharing tonight. So that was great.
We did.
So share, follow the page. If you're not following it, we have Three Wise Pet Pro group, which you can answer a few questions and we'll approve you to let in, because eventually there'll be things going on in that group that the other people won't know about. So share, follow Three Wise Pet Pros and as a group, and then also Three Wise Pet Pros TNT. We are on Facebook and IG and also YouTube. So with that being said, Three Wise Pet Pros signing out. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.